What's up everyone, it's Hot Rodder here, and this is the video you have all been waiting for quite a while, as I could tell. Namely, the tournament is about to begin. We have all the participating teams, and we have a final tournament structure set up. So, for the format, I have now decided to have a group stage and a playoff stage. So it's not gonna be like I originally announced with just one playoff bracket, but instead we're gonna have the group stage and the playoff stage. For the group stage, we're gonna have the 12 teams that have signed up, divided into two groups. As you can see right here, the ranking of the teams is based on their added ranking from the MPT leaderboards. So the best team is in Group A, the next two best teams in Group B, the next two best teams in Group A, the next two best teams in Group B, and so on. The ranking of the teams is, as of yesterday, this one right here. You can see, if it's not quite clear, on the left side there is the total MPT ranking of both players from that team combined, and on the right you see the names from the team and their single rankings for each player. So what this means is that this is the number in which the order rather in which the teams are going to be seeded into the groups, which leads us to these groups right here. You can go back and check if I've done it properly, but this should be how it works out. So Group A, we have Halu and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Witch and Pug, SDN and Archreaver, Abimanyu and Elkishot, Vivid and Redbob, Ronnie and Clown Knight. And for Group B, we have Rabdag and Cheese, Hoffman and Suede, Rodrigo and Almeida, Boss Kelso and Rico, Towel and Status, McClunky and Lucifer. Yep, these are the groups for the tournament. So what is going to be happening in these groups? No team will be eliminated after groups. So it's not like you have a hard group and then you're just out of the tournament. Instead, these groups will only determine the seeding for playoffs. So depending on how good you do in the group stage, the playoffs and therefore the winning the tournament is going to be easier for you. The groups are going to be a single round robin best of one. This is because I don't want to have a bunch of games in the groups, because that's not the interesting part of the tournament. So you play a single game, one single map, against every team in your group, which means 5 games for every team. Sounds good? I hope so. So we can move on to the playoffs, and this is the playoffs format I've come up with. This might look a bit confusing to you if you're not that used to, these kinds of formats, but basically it's not very hard to figure out. Take some time to look at it. The green arrows means the winner of the match moves on to the match that the arrow is pointing to. The red lines means the loser of the match moves on to the match that the red line is pointing to. If there is a red color in one of the matches, if I have colored it out red, that means that the loser of this match will be eliminated. So you can see that about half of the matches do not have red color in them. That means that in those matches nobody will get eliminated. This is because we have a losers bracket for this format. So what this means basically is, if you come top 2 in your group, so if you get first or second place in your group, you get immediately placed into the second round of the playoffs, and that means that you can lose one match and still not be out of the tournament because you get placed into the losers bracket. If you do not manage to get top 2 in your group, if you are 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and so on, that means that you have to play one of the other teams that are in the same spot as you, and you then end up, playing them. The loser gets eliminated, but if you win that match, you now also arrive at the stage where you are in a double elimination spot. One thing I want to just address right here is I've written this down as A3 versus B6, B4 versus A5, and so on. these are not final. The teams themselves will be able to choose who they want to play against. For example, the third best teams from both groups can decide if they want to play against the fifth best team from their own group or the fourth or the sixth best team from the opposing group. But I just expect them to pick the worst ranked of those teams, which will probably be the sixth best team from the opposing group. But of course, this could change. And similarly, for the second round, the best team from Group A, for example, will probably not have to play against the winner from A3 versus B6 because they have the choice who they want to face. They could also pick the winner from B4 versus A5. I've just not, well, it's just a bit hard to make that visually clear on this tight space, so I have not chosen to integrate it into this format. But yeah, if you are a bit confused by the playoffs bracket, don't worry. Just play as well as you can in the group stage, and then things will become clearer once we move to the playoff stage. So for the playoffs, as I just said, the top 2 teams have double elimination protection. The other 8 teams, oh sorry, the top 2 teams from both groups, that is. The other 8 teams, so the teams 3rd, 5th, and 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th from both groups need a win in a match in the playoffs and then have double elimination protection as well. All the playoff matches are going to be best of 3, as I've described in a previous video, and the finals are going to be best of 5. Alright, that's already it for this video. Have fun with the tournament, guys, and expect the first games to be played as early as this week, probably. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to see as many of you in the games and also, of course, watching the games, either in my live streams, on Discord maybe, or on my YouTube. Alright, looking forward to the tourney, and I'll see you around.